Hello and welcome to the Epic Thumbs YouTube channel. I'm Phil, and in this video we're going to be taking a complete look at Ridge Racer, a launch title released for the Sony Playstation. The name Ridge Racer doesn't carry a lot of weight in the gaming industry these days, but back in 1993, Ridge Racer was considered to be the driving game simulator. Gamers had previously relied on titles such as Virtual Racing for 3D polygon racing, but Ridge Racer would arrive on the scene shortly afterwards and get recognised as being the first mass-market video game to feature texture-mapped 3D polygon graphics, which was a giant leap in visual appearance for the time. Being developed and published by Namco, Ridge Racer began life as the first game created for Namco's new System 22 arcade board, going under the name Sim Road. Sim Road was designed as a main attraction for Namco's Wonder Eggs theme park in Japan, giving players a chance to climb inside a full-size Madster Roadster and being marketed as a cutting-edge driving simulation experience, as seen in this amazingly cheesy promotional video.
ギャラクシアンと同様の最新 CG 映像技術によって実現されたシムロード。
Namco would continue to work on the simulator for its theme park, eventually updating the name to SimDrive in the process, and then going to the effort of releasing several full-size Mazda SimDrive machines to arcades in December of 1992, exclusively for Japan. This couldn't have been cheap for Namco, and sounds absolutely ridiculous today to consider a full-scale car with every machine. SimDrive and Sim Road would both serve as stepping stones for Namco, and after 8 months of further development and the initial F1 concept being scrapped, SimDrive would find its edge as Ridge Racer, a high-speed street racer that gave players the chance to race around mountain roads and drift around corners, a trend that had become popular at the time amongst Japanese car enthusiasts. Ridge Racer, the arcade game, released in 1993 and would quickly become the hot topic of the gaming world, with Namco distributing the arcade machine worldwide this time around to overwhelming praise from gamers. It was at this point in time that a little company called Sony were gearing up to enter the gaming market with the Sony Playstation. Sony needed a launch title that would demonstrate the power of the PlayStation to consumers, so they looked at Ridge Racer and wanted the most advanced arcade game at the time to run on their home console. Development for the PlayStation version began in April 1994 and featured the same development team that had previously worked on the arcade version. Due to the differences in hardware, the game was basically developed from scratch, with the team using a Ridge Racer arcade machine in studio for reference. One pretty cool gimmick which is only present in the PlayStation version is the appearance of Galaxian. The team were extremely concerned with the load times of the game on the PlayStation, so decided to load the entire game into the PlayStation's memory at once while presenting a Galaxian minigame whilst you wait. This meant that the entire game code is about 4 megabytes in size, allowing the trick of popping out the game disc and racing to your own music. Leading up to the launch, Ridge Racer was shown off at E3 in 1995, where it won the Game of the Show award, as shown here where this gamer is clearly not ready for 3D gaming. Namco also produced their own promotional videos for Ridge Racer, as shown here in this absolutely mental TV advert.
And now a real Japanese guy from a really big Japanese company in Japan.
ソニーほどの会社がプレイステーションの発売にあたって本当に何百万ドルのものお金を使うとお思いになりますか？しかもこんなサックなゲームに。It's like a big time. 嫌です。ホーミー。母親は悪い子は決して褒めません。ソニーはプレイステーションの発売と同時にナムコのタイトルも一緒に選びました。そう、ちょうどリッジレーサーのようなタイトルを選びました。
The press, the entire gaming industry is salivating all over this one. Ridge Racer is the most anticipated game of the decade. 10 new street-scorching cars, 4 ways to race, hot new rock tracks that'll evoke pelvic gyrations and even the most rhythmically impaired. You can even play your own CDs like Air Supply or Debbie Gibson while you're enjoying the motion sickness from Ridge Racer's unrivaled depiction of pure, flat-out speed.
おー、本当に素晴らしいゲームですよね。
Releasing alongside the Sony Playstation on September 9th, 1995 in North America and September 29th, 1995 in Europe, Ridge Racer was a shining demonstration of how the PlayStation could easily handle an arcade-perfect port of the highest quality of games at the time. Critics and gaming magazines praised Ridge Racer for achieving such a perfect port, and it would begin a trend of arcade-perfect games that would follow in this generation of gaming. Playing Ridge Racer today, it's showing its age a little bit as the very first PlayStation game. The once technically impressive game has a significant lack of features with only one track to race on and no multiplayer modes. But looking back, it did exactly what Sony and Namco wanted it to do. It's still fun to play in small bursts, even if the drifting mechanics seem to have a mind of their own. Being the very first PlayStation game wasn't the only first that Ridge Racer was able to claim, it was also the first PS1 game to run on PlayStation 2 hardware, being used as a test game when Sony engineers were working on PlayStation 1 emulation as early as 1998. Namco went on to release 3 more Ridge Racer titles for the Sony PlayStation, with all of them receiving positive feedback, and to add to this, the original Ridge Racer will get a second high-spec release for the console, but I really want to dive into that in a separate video. Thanks for watching guys. If you like that video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.